Yeah.
I've been gisted, like good friends with my Nollywood fave, Shan George. It's always amazing when you grow up watching somebody on the screen, think to yourself, one day I want to meet this person. And finally, it happens. She's with Chude. She needs no introduction. Multiple award-winning actor, producer, and recently, director. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Actually, the directing, right?
Yes.
It's my students' project. I don't think
the school you have in Cross River, the one tuition-free one.
Yes, right. Divine Shield Film Academy.
Yes.
Tuition-free, because when I started it, I was there in Calabar taking care of my mom who was sick.
Yes.
And I was a bit bored, so I thought, because when I first had to move to Calabar because of my mother's sickness, I thought my life had ended. Because I grew up in all my life, my machinery was in Lagos. All my company, everything, Lagos, stroke Abuja, stroke outside Nigeria. Yeah. So coming back to Calabar was like...
What year was this?
This was in 2015. Right. Yeah. But my mom fell ill 2011, which was that same period when I wanted to premiere Finding Good Luck. So my mom fell ill. And after going to different hospitals, and then she got discharged at some point where she was doing better, and we could actually go home. And we went home to Lagos, and my mom didn't want to stay in Lagos. So my mom was always, every day, she kept complaining she didn't want to stay in Lagos. She wanted to go home. So it became so bad that she was not allowing me to sleep. And as if that wasn't bad enough, my rent had expired. Because at that point in time, I spent so much money that I had to sell some of my cars, some of my jewelry, some valuable stuff I had. I was selling in order to raise money for her hospital bills. So at that time, I was very financially down. And my mom was being a case and insisting. So I just carry on the remaining things after I had sold many of it. The few ones that were left, I just packed my mother and myself and went to Calabar. The first day I landed Calabar. The good thing is that I had a house, this same house I live in now, I was still building it then. Now I had built the carcass, let me see the carcass, because I only just had the body and the roof. I didn't have doors, windows, it wasn't plastered, it was just the carcass of the house. So the little money I had that I would have actually used to renew my rent there in Lagos, which then I used to pay 800 per annum where I was living in Okpebi, so I thought, I was holding the 800 in my hand, and my mom was disturbing that she wants to go home, and I was thinking, should I use this money to pay the rent for another year, or I should just carry my mother and use this money to put the house in Calabar in order for us to be able to let it just be habitable. Yeah. So, not having people to talk to sometimes or to seek for advice, sometimes I have to think about it, do my decisions myself, and sometimes I make the mistakes and I face it myself. Being an only child actually does that to you. Yes. So I thought it would be the best decision to go back home and use the money to put the place together. So that was what I did. Right. So I went back to Calabar, and at that point in time, Calabar was like, what am I going to be doing here? At least if I were in Lagos, there are people in the house. I could drive out to an office or do one or two things or shoot movies. Yeah. Now in Calabar, they weren't shooting movies in Calabar, and I didn't even have money to say I want to shoot my own. So it was a very, very bad time. I remember the first day I got to the house in Calabar. I had bought mattress that I put on it because I didn't bring mattress from Lagos. All those things already. I made sure I sold everything in Lagos. My bed, my gas cooker, fridge. The only thing I brought back from Lagos was my books, because I have a bookshelf. I love books. So, and I buy books. I buy my books. So I brought back my books, my plasma TV in the sitting room, and my few clothes and personal effects that were just left. That's all. I just put my mother in the car. Those little things in one of the cars left because I had sold others, and drove myself all the way from Lagos.
Drove to you?
Yes, I drove to Calabar.
To Calabar.
I got to Asaba here. I spent the night here. The next day, I continued and got to. So when I got to Calabar, I bought the mattress, and then I bought the door because we had to first stay in the hotel. I had a hotel I used to stay when I come to Calabar. So We stayed in that hotel for like, I think like 3 weeks. So I was using this money now to do the front door, the back door, put burglary proofs in the windows, and bought mattress and bought a stove, a few things that we can actually live by before I moved into the house. And that first night, I remember I just knelt down, I was praying, and I cried till morning. I didn't sleep that night. I was crying because I thought my life was the end for me. That was like, where am I going to? So this is just the end for my life, you know. But that's how I stayed there. Then some people used to come to Calabar to do movies. They will give me some role. When they come in, they'll give me a role. So I was able to like, oh, okay, really? So I can actually, you know, be here and I will be working. So one of my friends who came from the US, he had a lot of equipment. Right. And he actually planned to come shoot a movie in Calabar. Okay. But I think at the end of the day, he couldn't shoot the movie again. So he wanted to leave the equipment behind and travel back to the US. So he left the equipment, and I was able to talk him into giving me equipment to at least do one movie for free. Right. So he gave me cameras, lights, and a set of equipment to shoot. Right. Then I had this story I was creating in my head, so I wrote the story down, and I shot that movie. It titled One Good Man. And my friends came there to shoot that movie for free.
Oh, amazing.
Shegun Arinze, Lillian Bach, Vivian Metier, Le Pachos Bosse, these people came and shot that movie for me for free. They just said, Shan, so that your life has ended. Let's see how we can. I think Shegun even still dashed me money inside, you know. Right. So I shot that movie, One Good Man. But the same issue of being back in Calabar, I wasn't really able to market it, you know, well enough, you know. So, but I put it out in some platforms. That was how I actually picked up again.
But this was a long illness. This was 2011 to 2021.
Yes, it took a period of 10 years. 10 years. It was very frustrating. I will tell you that I got to a suicidal point. Really? There was a day because I was always broke, like no money, you know. When I do one small work and one little money is in my hand, before you know it, my mom can fall sick any minute. So we're in and out of hospital, and they're carrying her on my back so often actually gave me an injury, which was what led to me doing a spine surgery like 2 years ago. I did a spine surgery because it broke my back. Wow. Carrying my mother on my back for all those years, running around and stuff. Yeah. It took a toll on my backbone, and I had this spine issue. So even though when it started, I didn't know it was you know, through my spine, because I had a pain on my leg, which I didn't know it was from my back.
Right.
It took a period of 10 years. When I was suicidal, I was so broke one day. One of my visitors a long time who brought like this shaving powder, I wanted to put it in the water and drink. And I told my mother that I'm going to kill myself because I'm tired, I'm frustrated. My mother said, okay, you're not going alone. We have to go together. Huh? My mom said, yeah, bring it. It was in the night. So I took it to my mother. I was happy that, at least two of us will just go jeje, because this life been tired person, I no go lie. So my mom took the shaving powder and the cup, and, you know, I had a cup and a spoon. And then she was pretending that she wanted to mix it. Then she paused and said, wait, it's night, it's very late in the night. If we can't go die for night now, go the other side. What if you come and arrive the other side so late and we don't know, it will be dark, we will not see road? So
I'm sorry, it's not funny.
No, it's not, but you know, it's funny now though. So she said, let us do it in the morning. She now told me, let's do it in the morning. It will be better first thing in the morning. Because at the time when my mother, I was still changing her adult pampers. I wasn't wanting anybody around. I was doing it by myself. That's why I was taking care of her myself. Because I didn't want anybody, you know, I don't know how to put it now.
You want to maintain her dignity.
Yes, kind of. So I didn't feel okay to leave my mother. Somebody maybe treating her somehow, because to change a child's pampers is very somehow. No, and the adult one is more. It's terrible. You know, so I didn't want anybody. I wanted to just let me carry my load by myself, you know. So at that point in time, my mom now said, let's do it in the morning. So I agreed. when I was going to go, leave her in her room to go to my room, she called me back and said I should give her the how would I call it now? I should give it to her, that she would keep it in her room there. But I think she was, later I think she was just afraid that, you know, so I just gave it to her and she put it by her bed. She said, first thing in the morning when you wake up, come. So that when we go to the other side, we go there in the daytime so that we can see road in that place, because we don't know how that place will be. That's how I went to bed that night. First thing that woke me up in the morning was somebody I did a work for like 2 years ago. That's how I got a call. I didn't even have the person's number. In fact, at that point in time, I wasn't even doing social media, because I had sold my phone and I had this small phone like that. That was just my SIM card and just calls and text message. So that phone woke me up in the morning. First in the morning, this man that I worked for 2 years ago, I didn't have his number or anything. So immediately I saw the call the first time. I peeped. I didn't know the number. I slept. Tried to sleep again. Then the person called the second time. So with that anger, like, what the hell is wrong with this person? I picked the call and I was like, then the person just started quarreling. What is wrong with you? Your mother has been sick. You could not call people. So you don't even know that you have people that care, that you can just talk to. I think he ran into one of my colleagues who told him that I don't live in Lagos anymore. I've been in Calabar with my mother who has been sick, and you know, so he was like, no wonder I was not seeing you in movies. You are not working, you are not even on Instagram. So I like, and I remembered Instagram because the first person who told me about Instagram is Eyin Awigwe, that said, sis, why don't you, come to Instagram? That's where everybody is now. The artists are there, like, and I'm like, is it not just to post picture like the same Facebook, Meanwhile, because I didn't have the kind of phone I would do that with, so I was saying, even Instagram, you are not there. Where your colleagues are, you are not there. They did an event in Abuja. I didn't see you. What is really? Only for me to realize your mother has been sick since, and you didn't tell anybody. You are a very stupid. He just started quarreling, like, and at that point I didn't even know who he was. So when I now asked, like, who is this? We now mentioned his name. I remember there's somebody that we went for his father's burial, and because my colleagues that just arrived didn't see cups to use to drink, but there were cups from the other table, some people that left. So I packed the whole cups and I went into the person's kitchen. And then the man came and saw me in the kitchen and said, what are you doing in my kitchen? I thought he was angry. So I'm like, I'm very sorry, sir. My colleagues, they needed cups. So he said, no, I'm not angry. I'm wondering what is a superstar washing cups inside my kitchen for. So we all laughed it out and stuff like that. So that was the end. I never saw the man again. Right. I didn't even know how to reach him, no phone number. So he was now reminding me, it's me that you were washing cups inside my kitchen when I buried my father. So it occurred, okay. I said, sir, I'm very sorry. Because, my mood was that mood I slept with. I was already in that frustration. I was already in that state of life. I didn't want to live anymore. Anyway, so he now said, send me your account number. Let me give you something. So how is your mom? I said, she's getting better. My dear, in the next 5 minutes, my phone just pim. I saw 1.5 million. Whoa. I was not even sure. I looked at it. I was like, but this zero is plenty. Is this 150,000? I said, how is somebody going to send me 1. How? That's how I took the phone to my mother. But my mom is well read. My mom she retired as a midwife. Right. I took the phone to my mother and said, can you look at what is this number? I'm not understanding. My mom looked at it and said, is this from your account? This is 1.5 million. How manage? I told her, say, one person that I went to their burial some time ago, that I don't even know the person that much. My mother now said, no, just call him and return the money. Is it not this thing that are we not going today? We are going today. I didn't know. She was just mocking me, So I told her, say, you are who? We are here. No, go where? I beg. I'm going nowhere. Say, but we have already planned it. Why are you changing? You actresses, I don't understand you people. You have already said something. Last night we agreed. We went to bed. I woke up this one. Is it just because of 1.5 million? Just 1.5 million. I said, I'm going nowhere. You're dying here. That's how. That's how. Let me say that's how God brought me back to life, because I already died.
Are the kids' parents, are they involved? The kids' dad, is he involved in their lives?
Yes.
Yes, right.
He's very much involved
in their lives. So
that's why when people ask me, how does it feel being a single mother? I was never a single mother. because their father did everything that a father would do.
Right.
Their father called, conversed, talked about the kids, the bills, and we both practically took care of the kids. They spent time with him, sometimes they spent time with me. We had no issues. When they are giving him a hell of a headache, he will call me, talk to your children. Oh, I know the children are mine when they are giving headache. So, we had a very cordial relationship concerning the kids, So
that wasn't one of the, so thankfully that wasn't something you had to worry about.
Thankfully, my brother, because they will have left school, because when my mother fell ill and all the bills I had to pay and all that, there's no way I would have been able to pay school fees for my kids in England.
Yes.
But their father did everything a father should do. Yeah. He was there for them, like took them on holiday sometimes, out maybe to China or somewhere. Right. He's doing very well, so he's a good man.
He's a good man.
Yes, he's a very good man.
Because when you talk about him in interview, when you talk about your marriage, the Nigerian press, they love talking about, failed marriages.
Me, they said I've married 20 or how many?
Yes, I said
my own is that, can you people 7. Bring the wedding picture? There are people they wear, they don't take picture of me. Anyone, at least one singing one. Yes. And then, okay, what are the names of these husbands? No name, or they will just say divorced 3 times, married 4 times, up to her 5th marriage. I'm wondering. Like, I think, because there was one wedding picture that was viral at one time, which they said I've wedded again.
But it's a movie now.
It was a movie.
Yeah.
But you see, the thing is that when they have carried this story and it has gone viral, by the time the real truth now comes out, it doesn't go viral anymore. So that's where a lot of people are actually counting husbands from,
But I want to ask, when you speak about, I remember an interview, I think it was Punch, asked you, have you had difficult marriage? You said, no, you've not had a bad marriage.
No,
there's where you said it. Yes.
No. You see, the thing about my marriage and why my marriage, let me say, didn't work out, is because when I was going to get married, I gave a condition. Okay. When my mother and everybody, before they paid my bride price, me, I want to go to university, because being brought up in a very humble background, back home in the village, my mom didn't have money and stuff. She managed to send me to secondary school. Right. And then there was really no money to go to university. Then I met my husband, I married my husband. Then when I married my husband, I started having kids. So, but the condition was, my mother was telling me that, your husband is, from a very well-to-do family.
He will sort this out.
Yes, when at some point in time, he will, send you to university, which I believed. So, but that now didn't happen to be the case. Right. So when I bring up the university thing, it brings up issues. Right. So I just one day, like I always say now, I'm going to decide by myself, have conversation by myself, think about it by myself. I can take the decision and later find out it's a mistake, or later find out, thank God I did this, but I just do it myself. Because I don't have a sister or maybe senior or even junior that will say, come on, this thing is, and then we'll maybe talk. Like they say, 2 heads are better than one. Me, I only have 1 head. And I'll use that my 1 head. I've been using it all my life. So and then my mom wasn't in support of it. My mom was not supporting me. My mom was 247 on my husband's side. Right. If your husband does not want you to be educated, your husband doesn't want you to go to school and be having children and have a factory of children, that's what you would do. Because my mom believed in that. She's a typical Nigerian mother. Yeah. So me now, at some point I realized that I'm on my own on this matter. And I really, 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 really wanted to go to school. So one day I just left. I just left. One day just left.
Just left.
Just like that, one day I woke up in the morning. Wow. I told my husband I'm going to the market, and I just left.
Wow.
And I left really to go and find a way to go to school. So unfortunately, or should I say fortunately, I didn't have where I was going, so I can't take my kids with me.
Yeah.
And my husband was fine with, having the kids. And then when the whole brouhaha happened, I got beaten a couple of times and, stuff.
Beaten by who?
My husband now. Because the issue was I think it was giving him a lot of stress. Like, what is wrong with this child, So I just left and then one lady, her name is Betsy. She now lives in Abidjan. She had this fashion shop where she had tailors and machines and she used to make clothes. So I went to her and stayed with her. So down the street there was this where they do lesson, like a primary school they do lesson. Right. So she had to give me money. Then I became like an apprentice in her shop. Right. I used to go to Tejo Market to buy all them buttons and all the other materials and stuff. She would send me to buy. As I did so, as I be so. Because I was in that place. Yes, I was in that place, and you didn't have to try to learn it. It was right in your face. This tailor is sending you message. This one is cutting you, telling you hold this thing like this. So I'm telling you bring that needle. Let me you. So everything was just in my face. So I just learned how to. I could make this dress you're wearing with my fingers without no machine. I can just cut it, use needle and thread to make this dress you are wearing like this complete. Even though I'm not into, making clothes, and I don't bother about that part. But that's how I got to even learn how to make clothes. And then I used to make clothes after that. I even had a boutique when I gained admission into University of Lagos. So I started going for that lesson. Then I started trying to see how I can write JAMB. I wrote JAMB the first time. I didn't make it. So I had to write for OND. I entered for OND, Mass Communication in University of Lagos. So that's how I But when I now gained admission, I started going to school. Because all this while, my mom wasn't talking to me anymore.
You were on your own?
Oh. My mom wasn't talking to me anymore because she couldn't have her child divorced. She didn't want to have a child that was divorced. And me, my focus was in school. And these people were thinking, I want to go and follow men. Like Nigerian normal mentality. If you are not married, you are a prostitute. So that was the issue. My mom was like, she's an honorable woman. That's why she didn't marry again. After my dad died, she wanted to be this nice person. She said particularly, she didn't want to have kids that will have different surnames. So that's why she didn't marry any man again. But that's her. In my own case, I want to go to school. If I have to marry 10 men and have 20 children with 500 surnames, whatever, so be it. But for that moment, I want to go to school. So, but when I now later gained admission into university, my mother came, and then, my mama now, she now like, so I heard that you have entered university. I said, now, I told you I want to enter university, and you're thinking around, she now started apologizing, and please, she begged now, it's my mother now, I had to forgive her, and she was proud that, I really actually wanted to go to school. So she actually tried to see how she would bring my husband and me back together and stuff like this, to let my husband know that, it's actually school that she said she wants to go so that we can make up. But too many years had, too many years between. So what will I say? Too much water had gone under the bridge already. So I had faced my life already, and even him had faced his own life. So nobody wanted to. But we both took care of the kids from that day one. I always go to see my kids in their school, because he banned me from his house at that early stage. So, but when they were on holiday, I remember one period they were on holiday, and I went to his house to see the kids, and they didn't open gate, and I jumped the fence. I entered the compound, and the man was like, "You, this woman, you are looking for trouble." I said, "My guy, I just want to see my children." So I think he's a very enlightened person. He went to school in England, so he's a little bit very, he's exposed. So he just thought, what's the essence? Now this woman, I get these children. Well, which kind of wahala, He had other things to his work and things that way. So he just allowed me to see the kids, and that's how we didn't have any issues again. Always come to see the kids. When he is traveling, he will carry them and come and give to me in my house, and they will stay with me a couple of days or a week, whatever, and give us some money or whatever. Then he will try. So we started taking care of the kids together. Basically, when they want to enter any school, I will go to the school, try find out everything I have, bring all the bills and all the things we need to buy. It's like this, so that they need for so okay, he'll give me the money and I'll go do stuff, and that's how we both brought up the kids together.
Did you? You announced, last year. I don't know whether this. So first, so wait. So why all this? So wait. So all these people that are saying, 7 marriages, 5 marriages, it's just one.
Two, okay,
right? Because you did
because after that my marriage, when I went to school, my final year I joined Nollywood. I started acting. The first award I won abroad, in England, Afro Hollywood Awards. Then we went to England for that award. The award after party, I met a guy in England that I liked, and so this was like more than 10 years after I left. Then I had gone to school, finished, went to Nollywood, started making waves in Nollywood. Then I met this guy, and that one a long story. I swear.
Tell me today's story.
That story long. I met him, and then one thing led to another, and we became very close. And he came home to meet my people. I met his people, and a couple of years later, like 2 years after, we did traditional marriage in my hometown. It was attended by people like Ejike Asebu, Franka Brown, and some of my colleagues came for the marriage. Then that marriage, the problem is that he was living in England and I was living in Nigeria. And we actually had an agreement that he said he was tired of, he had been there for too long. He was planning to come back so he can start a business, and then he could be shuttling, which was fine by me. Unfortunately, when we now married, he was saying, I said, I'm staying more in Nigeria, you are staying more in England, or I have to come to England, and when I want to come back to Nigeria is a problem. And I'm like, my guy, but this was not what we agreed. You said you wanted to. So he now said, now where I want to make we live, now we will live. So the manpower thing came into the matter, and it still really wasn't a problem. But then my mother's sickness was another thing that led to the plenty, yes. Yeah. So, well, everybody just Kukuma just face in life. Kukuma remain there, myself I remain here.
Yeah, right. But I mean, you are back. You are back. That that Instagram that they say you should join, you have joined it.
Yeah.
The press people are monitoring it, like monitoring space. You tweet one thing, they report it.
Yeah. They always do that. Yeah, that way now, not their way.
Not their way. Yeah. But that's also one of the signs, funny enough, that the person is back. Because they're paying attention.
If I weren't back, I don't think I'll be sitting here with you today. You're doing one of the biggest programs I know.
Thank you.
One of the most high-rated programs.
Thank you.
So, I mean, like, the day I was called on the phone, like, I had a call, and like, we would like to interview you on Chude's. I was like, what? Are you guys for real? Like, I'm actually worth it? Oh, my God. That was really awesome. Honestly, I feel so humbled sitting down here. I feel really humbled doing the program. Like, I cannot even imagine. I don't even know that I've reached where I can actually sit opposite you like this and do this interview. Because the people that you bring on your program are people that I even hold in very high esteem. People I'm emulating, people I'm trying to be like. And here am I actually sitting here. It's really very awesome.
Thank you.
I feel so humbled.
Thank you. But it's a blessing to have you on the show. So even though you say that, it's a blessing to have you on the show. I'm your fan. And even just hearing your stories, I was writing down, there's so many lessons that people will just learn by just paying attention to things that you've said.
I pray so.
I know so. Thank you so much. This has been fun. I'm so grateful that we're able to do this.
Thank you.
We love you. We're glad to have you back. And here's to many, many, many more decades and years of success.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.